What I found left me devastated. It turns out my wife has been cheating for the past 2 years, involving multiple men. One affair lasted over a year, and her irritability seems to stem from her lover moving on to someone else. I also found she has a hidden Tinder account and has been meeting other men regularly. The depth of her betrayal is staggering, and now I don't know how to move forward, especially for the sake of our children. Should I confront her immediately? Should I talk to a lawyer first? How do I even begin to process this and protect my kids through it all? Any advice is appreciated during this incredibly painful time. Update. First, thank you for all your advice and support. After my last post, my in-laws kindly offered to look after the kids while my wife was still at her seminar. They are unaware of what I'm going through. I used the time to go through her diaries and take pictures of everything. Each page felt like a dagger in my back. I don't recognize the woman I've been married to for over a decade. The diaries revealed she's been involved with at least 6 men over the past 2 years. These affairs happened not only during seminars but also on business trips and even during supposed work dinners. All the while, I was at home taking care of the kids, thinking I was supporting her career. Some entries described how wonderful these encounters were for her, and she even thanked me in writing for being a devoted husband and father without showing a trace of remorse. This lack of guilt is making me question her emotional state. Reading these diaries, I felt an overwhelming despair and, at my lowest point, even considered taking my own life. Thankfully, I reached out to friends who provided support and helped me get in touch with a therapist. I've started weekly therapy sessions, and they've also helped me contact divorce lawyers. Additionally, I'm receiving treatment for the STD. When I returned home and picked up the kids from my in-laws, it was emotionally exhausting. At one point, while contemplating my options, my daughter hugged me out of nowhere. In that moment, I broke down. The shame of even thinking about leaving my kids to suffer with their mother was unbearable. For weeks, I barely slept, relying on pills to get through the night. My motivation plummeted, and it affected both my work and home life. The only thing that gave me some relief was exercise. Someone from the previous post advised me not to give up on it, and I think that advice saved my life. When my wife came back from her trip, it took everything I had not to show my disgust. She noticed something was wrong, but she seems to believe I still don't know anything. Her lack of shame is astounding. She even asked me about the expensive anniversary gift I promised her, despite having arranged a meeting with another lover the day after our anniversary and on my birthday. Thanks to therapy and exercise, I'm doing much better now. I used to blame myself for her actions, thinking maybe if I had done things differently, none of this would have happened. My therapist helped me see that while I could have done some things better, I am not responsible for her choices. No one deserves to be betrayed like this. Looking back, I realize I was always putting her needs first and blaming myself for everything. Even when it was hard to juggle work and taking care of the kids, I still supported her, convincing myself that I was doing it for her happiness. I'm not fully over it, but I'm improving. The sadness has lessened, and now I feel more anger than anything else. My therapist suggested I channel that rage into productive activities, which has been surprisingly effective. I've spoken to 2 law firms, and they advised me to gather more evidence. I've spent the past few weeks digitizing her diaries from the past 2 years. I also accessed her computer and found an overwhelming amount of photos, chat logs, and documents that will help my case. She's been sharing her escapades in a twisted private Facebook group, and I took screenshots of everything. I've compiled a list of her sexual partners from the diaries and have been identifying them online. I even tracked down where some of them live or work. Part of me wants to confront them, but I haven't decided yet. A twisted part of me almost enjoys piecing together all this evidence, as if it's the only thing giving me control in this situation. A big part of me wants to post everything I found online to expose her, but I'm holding back for the sake of my kids and her parents, who have always been kind to me. I'm debating whether to tell her parents because this will devastate them. For now, I'm focusing on talking to my lawyers about how to ensure I get custody of my kids and arrange for child support. Thank you all for the advice. A few weeks ago, I was lost in despair with no idea what to do. Now, bit by bit, I'm clawing my way out of this nightmare. My main focus is protecting my kids, and I'm slowly regaining control of my life.